So hi guys, so in today's video I thought I would do a sketchbook tour of my Do Something Remarkable sketchbook. Now I have had another one of these in the past, which I believe I did a sketchbook tour of. I'm not even going to say I'm going to link it because y'all know I won't, so I won't link. You can just go find that on my account because y'all know I'm lazy as it is because I can barely get videos out at this point. But I didn't actually finish this sketchbook. If you look in the back, there are at least this many not finished pages in the book. But as you can tell, the book basically fell apart on me. Now this was because I basically abused it, so don't think it's a bad book. I had another one of these and that one didn't fall apart at all. But I kind of abused this book in many different ways, unintentionally and or intentionally. I don't know why I'd intentionally abused the book, but sometimes I got angry and I threw it. So there's that. And I call that intentionally. I mean, I know you can't control your anger, but if I'm gonna throw the book and think about throwing the book, that's probably intentional. And then other times it was unintentional, like accidents. But throwing the book is not an accident, in my opinion. And so yeah, and I know I have worked with broken sketchbooks in the past where I actually finished them despite the fact they looked so dilapidated, even you'd laugh at me, but I have 10 other sketchbooks I need to work, 10 other blank sketchbooks I need to finish, so that's one reason why I just want to throw this one away and quickly start in on my other sketchbooks I need to finish. Two, I'm having really bad art block right now, and I feel like if I just start fresh with a completely new sketchbook, that'll help me with my art block, because there won't be any other art in it, and I can just start completely fresh with a new, clean, nice, not falling apart like my life sketchbook, because I swear this sketchbook is just as dilapidated as my life. And yeah, plus some of the art towards the back of this sketchbook is just really bad, and I could instantly tell that when I did some of this art I was uninspired and was just drawing something to draw something for the day. But the art in the beginning of the sketchbook is really inspired. I had a lot of motivation, then school started, and I don't know, I think my motivation went away slowly and slowly. Plus my friend's art block has kind of been getting to me, and now I have a bit of art block because she's been having art block. So yeah, and I thought if I started clean and new and fresh, that would help. Because I find that the things that get me out of art block are just new supplies, newer stuff, and just a fresh start. That usually helps me with a lot of stuff, just restarting and being fresh and clean. So yeah. Alright, I rambled for 2 minutes, but I'm going to flip through this sketchbook. And yeah. So in the front we have all these stickers. As you can see here, it's ripping too. I'm just going to point out every time. You can see my sketchbook falling apart, because there's multiple signs of it falling apart throughout this whole sketchbook. See, it's ripping here and there. I'm not even going to explain all these stickers because I ranted too long in the beginning, but you can pause and look at them all. My dad really liked all these stickers on this page. Then over here we have Ocs I. You can pause and read that if you want, but it was just something I posted of Ocs I as an important announcement, because I basically just said that I was going back to school on my Instagram and I would have less time to post. And right now I have time to post. I don't know. I should be posting stuff on my Instagram right now. I've just kind of been salty with Instagram lately. And then here we have my friend, One Owl of a Butler, and my Ocs I. I will link to her account in the description, because I actually can do that in the description. I'll just put her account name in the description, because I feel bad when I don't link to accounts that I mention in videos. I feel bad when I don't link to my friends' accounts when I draw their characters and stuff in videos. However, I don't feel bad when I don't link to videos. That's why I probably can get the motivation to link to friends and stuff. But yeah, I drew her Ocs Hamilton and my Ocs Nick, and they're listening to a playlist and dancing together. And the dance moves were actually inspired by some dance moves from Gorillaz, because I have the headcanon that Nick learned all his dancing skills from Gorilla videos. He was just like, I can't dance, and he watched the Gorillaz dance, and then he danced. And his son saw her, and his father probably saw him dancing like that and almost had a heart attack. Because I imagine everyone else in Nick's family can do elegant dancing. So his family would probably be known for that. Soiling the good name. And then this is just a collage, a random collage. Oh gosh. This is just a random collage with no particular order. We're actually doing collages in art club, not art club, in art class, and we're learning how to do collages better so that it has more organization to it and more of a meaning rather than throwing them down on paper. And I just threw this one down on paper, so I'd like to do another collage later with the stuff I've learned from collaging in art class, actually. And then this is just a page based on a roleplay me and One Hell of a Butler did, where Ocs I, Nick, and her OC Hamilton got super drunk at a club, and then Sebastian, Mike, and some of the other torts had to go save their sorry asses. So there's that, and it's like, and Nick's just going, I ain't as drunk as you think I am, and you have Mike over there, who has his hands in his head like, oh Lord, kill me, because he can't handle drunk Nick anymore. And then you have the bartender just over there. And if you're wondering why there's tape here, there was bleed through, so I just covered it up with tape to make it look aesthetically pleasing, because somebody on YouTube said that that's what they did. They just shoved tape down wherever there was bleed through for aesthetics. So I wanted to try that. Because I wanted to make the sketchbook look more aesthetically pleasing, but then I just got art block and just started drawing shit for doodles. So over here, because my friend Noodle Raymond did the angsty drawing meme thing, and it was like where you comment gory angsty stuff, and then you comment the character to do the gory angst prompt with, and so I posted that on my Instagram because my friend did it, and yeah, somebody requested Bill with acid tears, so you have Bill and he has like bloody acid tears and his eyes are all red. And then if you look over at the bottom, this is actually my friend Noodle Raymond's OC Star and her other OC Moon, who she doesn't draw Moon that much, but I really think she should draw Moon more. Like, considering the amount of time she draws Moon, I feel like she's gonna slowly forget Moon's a character. I really hope not, because I ship this a lot. And their ship name, well, I suggested their ship name should be Moonar, and she seemed to like that, but I don't know if it's canon, but she seemed to really like it. So that's what I'm gonna call it, unless she says otherwise. And then this is also for the angsty gory meme thing, and it was drowning. Someone requested Nick with drowning. So I have Nick, and he's like falling to the bottom of the ocean, and yeah, you can see him like falling. I really like this drawing. This might be my favorite drawing in the whole sketchbook. And he's just falling down, and I did a layer of watercolor over everything so it wouldn't really look like he's underwater, because I like to use watercolor for water effects. Yeah, and so I did that, and Nick, and a lot of people actually thought this was a girl, but then I went, look at those hairy legs, and they're like, oh. And then I showed this to my mom goes, so he's not wearing any underwear or anything, but he can wear a hoodie underwater because, and I didn't even have an answer to that. Like, she just asked me why he had no pants on, but he had a hoodie. And I went, oh, it's swim trunks. And then he's like, but why is he wearing a hoodie? Men don't wear any shirts when they go swimming, honey. And I didn't have an answer. I was silent. He found my plot hole. But I really like this drawing. It's, yeah, probably my favorite drawing in this sketchbook. One of my only favorite drawings in this sketchbook. Because sometimes I have multiple favorite drawings I really like. But that one is probably the only drawing that I extremely like from this sketchbook. And then here we have, again, One Hell of a Butler's OC Hamilton. And this was inspired by the song Mama Says by Lucas something. I don't know, but by the same guy who sang the 7 Years song. And it was I think it's Mama Said. And these are some of the lyrics to it. And I don't know, that song reminded me of Hamilton, despite the fact that it was singing about how his parents supported him, whereas Hamilton's parents probably want him dead instead of supporting him. But in the song it's saying about how the guy's parents were supporting him, even when he had real ridiculous ideas. That's not what Hamilton's parents would do, but for some reason it reminded me of Hamilton. And then here we have Noodle Raymond's OC Andromeda, or Andromeda, however you want to pronounce it. I pronounce it like both ways depending on whatever. Andromeda, either way, I pronounce it both ways. And yeah, I really like her OC, and the reason I drew her OC was because I had to read a book for summer reading, and the book was about like mythological gods and stuff. And then in one of the chapters, they literally just started talking about this character named Andromeda for a long period of time. And that made me think of her OC Andromeda. And so I drew her OC because I was inspired by that. And I finished this on a live stream. I started it not in a live stream, and then I like colored it in a live stream on Instagram. But I'm doing more YouTube live streams now. And my friend really liked this. I really liked this drawing. My dad, I think, liked this drawing too. And yeah, I sometimes just draw my friends' OCs for fun, and because I feel like I don't draw their OCs enough, so then I feel bad, and then I draw them. Sometimes I draw my friends' OCs for fun, just because I don't feel like I draw them enough. And other times, I do it just because I want them to feel more motivated. And I feel like if I do art for them, then they'll be like, oh, people do care. Yeah. And then this was a drawing I couldn't do of my OC Jessica. I gotta speed this up. Then this was the actual drawing I went with for my OC Jessica. I did it all in ink. I don't know why. Because this was like a month before Inktober. Subliminally thinking about Inktober. And then I have my OC Hannah, and she's thinking about Dean because I did a roleplay with my friend where Dean was introduced. And then Dean never got another appearance in one of our roleplays. Sad. I need to like focus more on Dean and my newer OCs, but I've just been so sidetracked and busy lately. And then we have a drawing of my OC Jackson, just in his new style. Because if you notice in this sketchbook, I really worked on not having same face syndrome. So I tried to give all my OCs different head shapes and different eye shapes and different nose shapes. So you can tell me if I succeeded with that. This is me practicing drawing, though Jackson was like different eye shapes and slightly different head shape. The head shapes, a lot of them do look similar still, but I'm working on it. The eye shapes, though, are definitely different. And then we have Dean down here. And then we just have, someone's OC from Instagram. I'm going to link them down below. I just can't think of their name off the top of my head. Or I know their name, but I'm probably going to butcher it, so never mind. And then we have this, just a bunch of doodles of Nick, some faces that I did in silver pen, and it says, I'm a boy, I'm a male, I'm not a girl, okay, boy. Nick Nickerson is a boy! Because I had like a 10-minute argument with a group of people from this art class that I went to, and everyone in the art class said that Nick was a girl. So I had a 10-minute argument that resulted in us screaming that he was a boy. I just kept screaming he was a boy, and they screamed back at me he was a girl for 10 minutes. So I had to write this, because I was so salty. Oh my god. I get so salty when people misgender Nick, because, I do literally everything in my power that I possibly can to make him look like a girl, and people still call him, not to make him look like a girl, no! I do everything in my power that I possibly can to make him look like a boy, and people still call him a girl, because of the long hair. And I'm salty about that because it's like even slightly a trend now for boys to have longer hair. And yet they're still identifying him as a girl. It's like, ugh. Like, the man bun is trendy right now. Well, at least it was trendy. At the very least, it was trendy recently. And people are still saying he's a girl. Yet guys wear man buns and things all the time now. So, the salt. And yeah, there's that. So this was me trying to draw Nick in a more masculine way, and I showed this to my mom, and my mom is the person that usually misgenders my OCs the most, and she even agreed. Her and my dad agreed that this looked like a boy. Finally. Thank the Lords. He finally agreed. Finally got people to agree on the gender of this character, which is boy. Like, he is a dingling, bro. He's a boy. And then this was for over the summer. Over the summer, I had to watch this really stupid movie about ancient Greece and blah 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 stuff. And it had chariots, and it had people in chariots and stuff. And it had Roman soldiers in it, and so I decided to draw my OC Derek for the time period AU. And in the time period AU, it's basically where I take all my OCs and I place them in different time periods. It can be the 21st century, which is the century we're in. It can be the 80s. It can be the Roman times. It can be the times of the knights and the kings and the queens, you know, that time period. Any time period. And Derek's was Roman. His like time period was Roman that I gave him. And I thought he'd be a Roman soldier because they're generally perceived as like tough, buff. And yeah, I thought that would be his aesthetic all over. So I drew my OC Derek as a Roman soldier while watching the movie, which actually I didn't watch the movie at all. It was so boring that I just didn't watch the movie at all and half-assed the report and got like a 70 on it. And then I drew Grell from Black Butler, because y'all know I love Black Butler, because I was watching an episode of Black Butler, and I'm like, ugh, why hasn't Grell appeared in any episode of Black Butler in a while? It's been like 5-10 episodes. Not like 5 episodes. Grell, come on. And then Grell appears and I scream, Mama, is that you? I actually screamed that, and I kissed the screen, because Grell's my favorite character, so y'all know I love Grell. And so I had to draw this immediately when she appeared. And then I drew this one down here in the middle of class, because we were doing nothing in class on the first day. Well, it was like the third day of class, and we were doing nothing but making sure all the kids were set up. And of course, I was already set up on my computer. I could already get into all my login stuff. So I just doodled Grell while I was waiting for everyone else to be ready. Again. I like this one. This one looks more inner style, but this one, the body on this one looks weird. Otherwise, I like it. And this one's on my Instagram, but this one's not. I think I just posted this to my story that day. Because sometimes I do that. Then we have this. I actually taped this page in because it fell out, but I wanted this page in my sketchbook, so I eventually ended up taping it back in. If you can see right here. And this is just a little page of Nixon doodles because it was around the first week of school, and I needed motivation to get through school. And right now I need even more motivation than I did then to get through school because I'm going through so much shit. But yeah. Here is a doodle of Olsen and Nick, and they're like kissing because they're all cutesy poopsy. I really like this one, except Olsen's head looks a little squished. Nick's head looks perfect, but Olsen's looks a little squished. Then we have over here, I didn't finish coloring it because I messed up the colors, but Nick is just covering Olsen's eyes and just going, guess who, baby? And then Olsen's just going, hee hee hee, I give up, who? And he's acting obliviously stupid because we all know Olsen's really smart, so we probably guess it was Nick. And then I'm just go, and then you have a doodle of me right here, and it goes, memeing helps me do art, and Nixon helps me do art. I guess that's what I was thinking. I don't know, I think I drew that because I was thinking, oh, I'm going to tell my art teacher that I love memes and Nixon. But then I never told my art teacher that. However, I did draw gay Nixon for an art homework assignment. And I didn't tell her anything about my homework assignment, except I walked into class and I go, my homework assignment is weird. Please don't judge me. And then my teacher just looked at me for a second, because I didn't tell her what weird meant. Then she just goes, okay, this is art. I mean, okay. And then she just told me to go sit down. Then I put my homework assignment down. And I never got to see her reaction on it. She's probably going to really like the art aspect of it, but not the subject matter. But I don't think she's homophobic. I just think she's going to be like, what? Why would you choose to draw this out of all the prompts? And then question why that's the one thing I thought of. Because that is pretty specific thing to think of. And then we have a doodle of Mike I did on the bus in my Prismacolor Color Erase. I did this, but I had a hard time erasing it, so I didn't really erase that much of it. I really like this doodle of him. I really like the form of it and the anatomy. I don't know. Except the legs. The legs are a little flat and just straight. Then we have Ron. Then we have Bridget, but I hate Bridget. I only like Mike. And this is actually how I end up drawing Mike, with the like eyes and like the softer chin. I don't know why, but I give Mike a softer chin, even though that's generally a thing that you give to the girl characters. I give that to Mike because I just thought he'd look cute with a softer chin. I don't know. And then we have Michelle, which is gender bent Mike, based off a picture I saw on Instagram. Well, the top part was, but then I kind of made up the bottom part. Then we have a 3rd place award I won for javelin throwing in gym. Not everyone won an award, but almost everyone did. There were like 3 kids in class that didn't get awards, and then everyone else at least got 1 award for something. But yeah, not everyone got awards, but yet the majority did. And then we just have a doodle of lavender. I don't like this. I haven't been too happy with a lot of my lavender doodles recently, so I've kind of been avoiding doodling lavender. And then we have a drawing right here, which my friend thought the dialogue for this drawing was really cute. And Ocs I is in a dress. He's in like a blue dress, which kind of blends into Nick's shirt, but he's in a dress. And Nick's in a dress. Well, Nick's in just his regular shirt. And then Ocs I just is going, I know I'm ugly, because he's very self-conscious, and he tends to think he's very ugly in dresses when people are watching him. But when he's alone in a dress, he's like, oh, I'm so pretty. But then somebody comes in the room and he immediately acts like he's ugly in the dress. So to other people, he acts like he thinks he looks like shit in a dress and acts like down about him wearing a dress. But when he's alone to himself, he really loves it. But he tries to act like he doesn't to others, even to his boyfriend, who knows he does. And then Nick is just going, pretty, Okie Boo. You mean pretty. And my friend thought it was really cute that Nick calls Ocs I Okie Boo. Because I think Ocs I would call Nick Nicky Boo, and then Ocs I would just be like, no. Yeah, Ocs I would call Nick Nicky Boo, and then Nick would just be like, oh, well then you're my Okie Boo. Okay. Oh gosh, this is 21 minutes. It's going to be a really long video. This is a drawing of Zebby, despite the fact that I didn't even finish the sketchbook. Drawing of Zebby's friend, who's transgender. She goes by Patrick to most, but she actually wants to be a girl, so she wants her name to be Patricia, because she's a boy who wants to be a girl. And then this is some really cutesy bootsy Nixon stuff, some Nixon gorilla stuff, which is really cute, and they're both singing the song, which I think would be their favorite song of Gorillaz, which is, not Clint Eastwood, it is Feel Good Inc., and they're both singing the lyric, love forever, love is free, because, I don't know, I think that lyric really works for them, because they're gay, and that's, like, not generally seen as, something that, you know, like, that, so it's like, love is anything, love is free, love can be anything, and then okay. Not that I'm saying that there's anything wrong with that, but, you know, that's just how I feel like society would portray it, you know what I mean? I don't know how else to explain that, but I think you get what I'm saying. And then they're just in gorilla shirts down here looking at each other. Even though Ocs I looks weird in this one. They look weird in that drawing. They look fine in that one. My friend thought this was really cute. Because I feel like they like do sing-alongs to Gorillaz, just as dorky fun. Then we just have some random drawings. Here's one of Gender Bent Nicole, because I realized I hadn't drawn her in a while. And this was around the time where I just started drawing things out my ass, because I was running out of ideas. And once I started running out of ideas, that's when I started to realize, oh, maybe I'm going through a little bit of art block. But I pushed it off, and then after like a month or two of running out of ideas, I'm now in art block. Yeah, I'm just in art block from running out of ideas mostly. And then this is a drawing that my friend Brandon really liked, and it is of Nick's mother. So this is actually what Nick's mother looks like. And Nick's mother was originally homophobic to Nick, but now supports Nick because Ocs I's mom, Marie, literally screamed at her and was like, if you don't start supporting your son, I'm gonna kill you. And now she supports him because she got shit from Ocs I's mom. And Nick's mom's name is Dana Plume Nickerson. And then you have here what I drew for my 500 followers. And I actually had a contest for 500 followers. And I need to post the winners for that contest today, actually. So there's that. And it says 500 followers. And it's just Nick and Ocs I, because those are my two favorite OCs. Like, everyone loves these two OCs. They're the fan favorites. Then this was a concept for a painting I did for art club, which I actually have that painting with me. Let me just show you the finished painting. So this is the concept sketch, and if I go over here, I'll show you the finished painting. Okay, I'm like covering it because I don't want you to see my floor, but you can look at the painting. And then this is the finished painting. And then, yeah. So that was the concept sketch for that. That was concept sketch for that painting. Yeah. Sorry, you probably saw for a split second how messy my room was, but that's okay. And then over here, I absolutely hate this drawing, but I drew more Belle because my friend Brandon said he wanted some Belle. So I just started drawing more of it because he complained that I never drew it. My friend drew this, but I accidentally covered it up with bleed through. I didn't realize I covered it up with bleed through, but I did by accident. And it says, if you can see this, you stumbled upon Tiny Quasar. She likes your art, and it's just her OC Quasar. Being cute. This was like one of the last things she drew, and then she went to deep art block and refused to draw anything, and now is sort of drawing again. And then this is a drawing of Gamson, and my math teacher, who really likes me, walks up to me while I'm drawing this and he just goes, "Oh, what's that?" And I'm like, nothing. And then he goes, "Oh, I thought it was a portrait of me, but clearly I'm not that ugly." He actually said that to my face. So he literally just called my OC Gamson ugly and then walked away. And I was like dead. I just started laughing really hard. And my friend walks up to me, and I explained it to her, and she was just as dead. She just goes, "Great," and walks away. You were dead. He roasted my OCs in front of me and anyone sitting around me. Because anyone sitting around me probably heard that. But, yeah. And then there's this, and it's a painting thumbnail for the, Meet the OCs for, Lavender and Crocus. I don't like that video at all. But whatever. Then this was just some anatomy practice. And then this is just some requests I took because my friend Brandon gave me some requests to do. He requested I draw something Belle related, so I drew this, and then he sent me a post, and he requested I draw the facial expression from the post he sent me, and it was like this facial expression, and he said I should do that with Olsen, so I did it with Olsen, and I made him go, "Y'all are being big old farts," because I feel like he would jokingly say that. He would jokingly say something like that when he's, like, jokingly angry. Except I don't like how his tongue looks. His tongue kind of looks like a dick. So I don't like that. And then this is Derek practicing drawing him in, like, the newer, less same-facey syndrome style. And it says, "I'll die drunk and wasted," because I was listening to a bunch of songs by Ramshackle Glory that reminded me of Derek. Then we just have Jessica down here, and then we have Olsen over here. Also, I feel like I should mention, for Olsen, when I gave all my characters different eyes, I actually gave Olsen round eyes, like circle eyes, as his like eye shape, because I thought those would be like the cutest eyes to make him look cute, because they're bigger and stuff. Here, I'll just move my markers over. And then we have a drawing of Small Nick down here, practicing with drawing him in a less same-facey syndrome style. Then we have my OC Olsen as a mermaid, because my friend played a song from the Ariel play. There was like a Little Mermaid play, and it had a different soundtrack than the actual movie The Little Mermaid. And there was a song in the Little Mermaid play called "She's in Love," which reminded me a lot of Olsen when he was in love with Nick. And my friend said it reminded her of that too. So I decided to draw Olsen as a mermaid. Because I do have like a mermaid AU where all my characters are mermaids. I just don't draw that AU that much anymore. Only when I'm feeling inspired. Then this was just a drawing I did. It was supposed to be a thumbnail for a painting I was going to post, but I didn't want to post it. So it just ended up being a drawing I did of all the twerts together in one group photo for their anniversary that year. And I live streamed this, and that's it. Then I did the music challenge where somebody requests a song and you have to draw something based off the song. And somebody requested the song Mad Hatter by Melanie Martinez. And so I just drew Melanie Martinez in like a the Mad Hatter hat, and then in Alice's outfit otherwise, except for the hat. And I made it kind of gory because a lot of Melanie Martinez's songs remind me of like gore and stuff. And this was just a drawing with Beatrice because I hadn't drew her in a while. This is where my art block like officially started, but not really. This is kind of where I just kind of gave up and drew anything and felt lazy about it around here. And then towards the end is where I just couldn't even draw without wanting to die. And I still feel a little art blocky, or quite a lot art blocky, but I'm pushing through. I'm power throughing it because I don't want to completely stop drawing, but I still want to die when I draw. Just not completely stop drawing. And then this is just a drawing of Hamilton, which is again one hell of a Butler's OC, and she's just going, hot. And I showed this to my friend, and my friend just goes, "Is she looking at the fiction?" He goes, that's probably why she's getting so blushy. Not she, he. That's probably why he's getting so blushy. That's what she said. And I just laughed. And then I sent this to Winova Butler, and she loved it. And then this was also for the musical drawing challenge. The song was Mercenary by Panic at the Disco. I actually got the lyrics wrong, but the lyrics I wrote were I dodged a bullet and apologized for collateral damage. But then I re-listened to the song after I wrote this, and I'm like, shit, that's not the actual lyrics. It's close to the actual lyrics, but not quite. And I just drew my OC Mike for that, because I feel like Mike would be the person who would dodge the bullet and stuff. Oh gosh, this is 30 minutes long. I'm sorry. I hope you all like long videos where I explain for 20 hours. Well, most of you seem to like my sketchbook updates, so that's the silver lining. You get a really long sketchbook update, because a lot of you hate all my other stuff except my sketchbook updates. And then these were just some expressions from my OC Ocs I, practicing drawing here. Because Ocs and Mike are two of my characters that have very specific facial expressions. Like, they're gonna pull off very specific expressions. And these were some of the ones I thought Ocs might pull off. This little cute one here, which is like when he's angry and upset, or just like being a sly bitch. Then this one over here when he's like not just angry, but he's actually enraged to the point of screaming and swearing. Because if he's this enraged, he'll probably swear a lot at you. Like, he'll probably swear so much at you that you'll be offended by his foul mouth, even if you have a foul mouth. And then this is just his crazed look. I don't really like this one that much. And then this is his confuzzled look, like, bitch, what? And he's confuzzled because he's thinking about Nixon. He's like, what's Nixon? Yeah, him and Nick are completely oblivious to the fact that Nixon is their ship name. And they get so confused when people talk about Nixon. Because they're just like, Nixon who? And then this is a drawing I did of Nick. This is his official redesign. I gave him these type of eyes and, like, this type of face. Even though sometimes I just, fuck up the faces and just draw them how I normally do. The faces I'm still working on, but I gave him this face and these eyes and, like, this nose. And I put, like, little flowers in his hair just because, there's, like, an aesthetic with the girls where they put flowers in their hair, but since Nick has long hair, I thought he would do that aesthetic, too. Where he puts flowers in his hair. And I showed this to my friend, and she thought the flowers were Cheerios, and I was dead. I'm like, no, they're not Cheerios. Why would Nick put Cheerios in his hair? Or Fruit Loops. Cheerios, Fruit Loops, same thing. And then this was going to be a drawing from the movie Romeo and Juliet, which was a movie that I really liked. I saw it when I was little, and I really liked it. I rewatched the movie because I saw something for this movie on Instagram. Then I remembered it existed and rewatched the whole movie. And then downloaded some of the soundtracks. And they're actually going to make I didn't finish this drawing, but they're actually going to make another Romeo and Juliet movie, which is going to be it's going to be basically the Gnomes edition of Sherlock Holmes. And I really want to go see that, because I love detective stuff, and I love Romeo and Juliet. Oh boy. This is a drawing I tried to do of Ben that we're going to move on from, because it scares even me. I did it so horribly wrong. And then this is a drawing I did of Ocs I with nothing but my brush pen, but obviously my brush pen was dying. But he still looks really cute. Then these were thumbnails for Inktober Day 2 Divided. And then this was just me practicing drawing my OC Ben again, but in a different way. Because my OC Ben is anorexic, so I was trying to practice doing a really skinny body without it being so skinny that it looked creepily bony. Now granted, I'm sorry if you're anorexic and that sounds offensive. Granted, I know some anorexic people are, like, to the point of bony, but I just didn't want to portray my OC as bony, but I still wanted him to be anorexic to portray, like, the people who are anorexic. You know, because I know in real life people are anorexic, so I wanted to have an OC that portrayed that. But I didn't want to make him necessarily that bony for multiple reasons. Plus, there are people who have anorexia that are bony, which would be like a lesser form of anorexia, which is what I feel like he would have. And we have some Nicks and stuff right here. Ocs getting all sassy and Nick. Because I was doing a role play where Ocs started flirting with Nick, and he started making all sorts of flirting puns. And then my friend just goes, this is getting too hot for even me. And then after we do that role play, my friend and I were doing a role play where we got, like, where I made Ocs make a bunch of sexy puns. And then my friend just goes, wait, this is getting too hot for even me. And she just stopped. And then, like, after we finished the roleplay, my friend just goes, now I just want to do a roleplay where Ocs I does nothing but flirt with Nick. And I'm just like, me too. But I couldn't think of a plot for that, sadly. And these were more Inktober concept sketches. These were more Inktober concept sketches I really didn't like because I couldn't get the angle proper. More Inktober concept sketches. Sorry, I don't know what to say about these that I haven't already said in the Inktober drawing. Sketchbook update. More Inktober concept sketches. Oh gosh. More Inktober concept sketches up here, and then down here you'll see that we have, oh gosh, Nick Exia, which is Nick X Galexia, which is an X ship that I had. I shipped Nick with Galexia, because before Nick dated Ocs I, he dated ooh la la Galexia, the bitch. But then he realized she was a bitch and dumped her. Well, he didn't dump her, actually, he never dumped her. She moved away before he could dump her, luckily. Because he didn't really have the guts to dump her, because he was kind of scared to hurt her feelings, despite the fact he hated her. Yeah, he's kind of like that, where he just doesn't like to tell people off. I really don't like how I drew Nick, though. He just looks weird and creepy. This is a drawing my mom did of 11 from Stranger Things, because I attempted to draw 11 from Stranger Things over here, and then my mom just goes, no, sweetie, let me do it. And my mom does this. She's actually really good. She's only good at realistic art, though. Like, she's bad at cartoons, but she's only good at drawing realistic people. Let me be real. And then this was me trying to draw 11 from Stranger Things the way my mom did. I like this one a lot, except I feel like the anatomy's a little off. This is just a list of something I wrote for Inktober. This is another Inktober sketch, but I was using some watercolor just to test out my watercolors on this page, and then I closed the book before the watercolor was dry. So it made like this weird galaxy effect that I like, that seeped through over here, or more of it was over here, I guess. These were just sketches that I don't even know. And then this is Highly Invisible. I believe it's Highly Invisible. It's OC. I don't remember her name. I'm so sorry, Highly Invisible, if you're watching this. I can't think of her name. But I drew her all in graphite because I haven't done a graphite drawing in a while. And then these were some of my OC's eyes. I did design more of my OC's eyes, but I only had time to draw 3 of them. So these are Ocs I's eyes, which are just my regular circle eyes that I used to draw all my characters with. But I gave those circle eyes to Ocs I because, again, I wanted him to have bigger, larger, cuter eyes, and I wanted him to be portrayed as more a soft, cute character. And big, circly eyes really portrays that. Then we have Nick, who has, like, more smaller, skinnier eyes to make him look more male. Because when I think of male, I think of, like, smaller eyes. And Ocs I's male, too, but Ocs I's more boyish looking than anything else. Whereas Nick's more masculine, sporty, I work out looking, which made me think of small eyes. And then I think these were Derek's eyes. The difference between Nick and Derek's is Nick has more softer eyes, and Derek has more, like, aggressive eye shapes. And that's what I wanted, because they're basically the same person, but Nick's more softer, and Derek's more aggressive and masculine than Nick. And then I drew the Demogorgon without reference, because I was doing a little game with one of my friends where I was drawing a bunch of fandom characters without any reference to see if we could remember them. I drew Bob from Stranger Things without any reference. I drew Mari, and/or the crazy scientist guy who Barb and Jonathan meet for 2 episodes, or maybe it was 3. I drew Mad Max with no reference. I drew Eleven's sister with no reference. I drew Dustin from the Upside Down with no reference. I drew a slime monster with no reference. And then I just drew some other things without reference from another fandom my friend was into that I wasn't. And then here I doodled this on the bus. And this was where my art block officially started, where I just ran out of ideas, couldn't draw, and just fucked the sketchbook. And that's why I'm ending this sketchbook, because I've given up on it. And I drew Mike, and I drew him all looking angry, but he was supposed to be looking pouty, but he really just looks angry. And then I drew Jessica and Mike making out, because I feel like Mike would make this face right here, And then Jessica would be like, oh, Mike, you're so hot, and make out with him. Because Jessica thinks it's really hot when Mike's angry. I don't know. And then you just have a ghost-like thing for something I was doing for class. Then you have some Steven Universe characters. You have Lars, well, Pink Lars. This is Pink Lars in the show style, and then I converted that into my own style. Then you have my friend's OC's my friend Noodle Raymond's OC's Star and Quasar here. These were basically redraws of drawings she did of the characters, but I added smoke to the characters. You have a drawing of Helga for the speed paint I did last week of Hey Arnold stuff. You have a redraw of something from my sketchbook last year. This was actually in my other Do Something sketchbook, because I had another black Do Something sketchbook that was the exact same as this, but with different art in it. And this was actually in there, so I redrew it in here. Yeah. They look almost the same, except this one looks more polished. I really didn't like this. I tried to draw Arnold, but with the football-shaped head, but in my style, he really looks cringy with the football-shaped head in my style, so I gave up on doing that. And instead, I drew him like this, which is like a more human style instead of football-shaped head style. And I drew that, and I drew them. I drew Arnold and Helga. Oh gosh. I drew Arnold and Helga. Oh gosh. I drew Arnold and Helga in their styles from the Jungle movie, because they were slightly redesigned in the Jungle movie. Not super huge redesign, but a slight redesign for the Jungle movie. And I drew them for the Jungle movie. Just because that's what I did the fan art for, because I wanted to post fan art last week for the Jungle movie. So that's what I did. And then this was the sketch for the fan art piece I did for the Jungle movie. The sketch went in right here, but I ripped it out of the sketchbook, which kind of ruined the binding a little bit. And I ripped it out of the sketchbook so that I could use it to trace. And then as you can see, the back of the sketchbook just says the end, but there's no backing to it because the backing fell off. But originally there was like this type of backing without the words on it on the back of the sketchbook, but that fell off. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the sketchbook tour. I'm sorry if it makes you salty that I didn't finish the sketchbook, but as you can see, I don't even want to carry it around anymore. I'm getting art block galore, and yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!